Hi guys, this is Radhika here. I hope you all are doing well. So, this video is on transformation after recovery or healing. Um, recovery and healing is a long, difficult process. It's, at least in my opinion, I don't think it is something that happens overnight. After you have been through a traumatic experience, it takes time to heal or to recover, and we feel that we are okay, but slowly the emotions start coming back up. So um, a lot of things get suppressed into our subconscious, and little by little they keep coming up as we listen to our intuition more and more, as we feel more in tune with our body. The subconscious will feel that okay, this person is ready to handle it, because they will see some truth to the experiences that I'm going to bring back to this person. Because a lot of people are very much in denial or are very numb to a lot of things, so things remain inside of their subconscious, they don't come up. So that's why it's good to be in touch with your body, in touch with your intuition, so that the subconscious gets this signal that okay, this person is ready to deal with some things. Um, so it's a difficult process and it can happen overnight, I think, if there's some divine intervention. But other than that, I think it's a process that takes time and it takes patience. But once you have been through it, you will realize what a beautiful process it has been, what a beautiful journey. And when you have when you are on the other side of the journey, all the other characters in your journey will kind of fade away, in the sense you will not focus on them so much. You will focus on the things which were going on. You will focus on the lessons that were learned. You will focus on what your feelings were towards those situations. And so basically, after a point, it will give you a lot of thought, a lot of thought material that you have now, so that you can also call it as wisdom or insight into things, into situations, into people, into relationships, into dynamics, into why things happen, how they pan out, what could have been the right step, or did you do the right thing, or what you could have done better. So basically, you will kind of become, what should I say, maybe desensitized from it a little bit, so that you will see the whole thing as a picture, as a movie, or as a book, instead of seeing it as your story. And that will really help. So you have to give it some time to for you to be there. Um, and until that, we will all go through the cycles of being triggered, feeling enraged, anxious, sad, happy. All these feelings, they will keep on coming and going, coming and going. And they are coming and going because they have been inside of you. And so they need to come out. So they will come out. So when you feel angry or anxious, don't try to chase happiness in those moments, because that is not what you have right now. Right now, you don't have happiness, you only have anxiety. Right now, you don't have happiness, you only have sadness. So, this is what you are given to work with. So, I mean, to give you an example, it's kind of like, say, there's a child, you are the child, and you have been given a toy to play with, and you feel like, no, I want the other one. And then if you have been with children, you will try to explain to them, no, but this is what you have now, so try to play with it. You will try to ask them to make the best of what they have. And that's what I guess we have to do when we have a certain feeling that's coming up from the subconscious. It is because you have to deal with it. It's given by your subconscious. And I know, when we are in that stage, that we are feeling anxiety or sadness or some dark emotion, anger, frustration, irritation, our initial reaction is, I want to change it, I want to change this feeling immediately. But that's the thing, if in that emotion we try to chase another emotion, we are just adding suffering on top of suffering. So you are already suffering with this emotion, and on top of that we have this additional suffering of now going to this other emotion. So I know in a lot of my videos I said be positive, think more positive, but um, to be there we still have to feel the emotions that are coming up. But there's a thin line between that. We also don't want to like just dive into that emotion and stay there. We have to be in that emotion and try to understand it. And that's what the emotion series is about, being in those emotions and understanding them so that we can move through them. Because the more you understand an emotion, the more you will realize what you need to do to move through it. But if an emotion comes to you and you throw it away, like, I don't want to be angry, I don't want to be sad, I don't want to feel anxious, there's no one to actually help you. The emotion is coming back to you because the emotion has to go through you. So let it go through you. And when you are there with that emotion, you will have your own eureka moment when you will feel that, oh, this is why I'm feeling this way. And when you get to that, this, when you keep asking why is this happening? Why am I feeling? When have I felt this way? Remove everyone else from the equation. I know you are feeling this way because someone said something, but what I'm saying is go deeper than that. Ask yourself why you are feeling this way. And try not to have other people in that. Just keep yourself as the focus of that question. So once you have been through that, a newfound peace and understanding will come to you. And it'll be easier to not to pay attention to things that other people do which are not productive. So when a narcissist does something, I'm not saying that we are accepting their behavior. I'm saying it is bad behavior, it is affecting us. But how do we move past it? Because we cannot change them. And I'm not saying that because we cannot change them, we accept their behavior. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that because we cannot change them, we can't always keep getting into these dark emotions because of them. So we have to move past those and be at peace so that we can move forward in a productive way, and we don't feel helpless about the situation because we start helping the situation in our own way. Because if we feel sad, we don't do a lot of things that we would have. We don't operate at our highest potential. If you are sad, if you're depressed, if you're angry, it becomes hard to focus on things, and you lose this state of ease. You're not in ease, you're in an agitated state, your energy is agitated. So even by working on yourself, you're helping a lot of things. You're helping your family, you're helping society in general. If everyone in society was at peace, do you think there would be any problems? So people feel that this is a small thing, just work on yourself. What is it going to achieve? But it will achieve great results, because if everyone works on themselves, a lot of problems of this world will get solved. And when you see someone who's very peaceful and calm, you feel like you want to be like them. I mean, there are other people who look at powerful people who have a lot of material things and they want to be like that, but that is their path. Probably that is why they came here, to do some of those things, over the darker side. So once you've been through this cycle, you will see the world with different eyes. Like, you will see everything with understanding, and you might try to connect everything to the bigger picture. Or maybe this is why this happened, so that so and so person learns about such a thing. And you will have all those analysis of your own. You don't have to give it to people, but you can at least analyze it in your own mind, and maybe sometimes it would make sense, and sometimes you would see that the things that you feel are going to happen will happen. And so you can keep on fine tuning your intuition or your understandings this way. So basically you will find beauty in the world where you have not found beauty before. Before you might take it really aggressively, if someone is being rude to someone, but maybe now you understand that this person is being rude to this person, and this person will have to learn so and so. And that doesn't mean the person who learns is at the wrong, who is not the one who's, I mean, the nicer person has to learn a lot of times, and that is because learning is what takes us ahead. Egoistic people don't learn because they feel they already know everything. It's only the people who are brave enough to admit that I don't know everything in the world, and I want to learn, and I could be wrong, and I still want to be wrong because that is how I learn. And only these people can actually learn in life because they don't have the ego blocking them from learning. And ego again is, I'll make another video on it, but when I say ego, it's inflated ego. Egoistic people are people who have an inflated sense of self. So ego is used in different connotations and different things, and I have also said it differently. But yeah, I'll make another video on that. So after all this is done, you will become like a samurai warrior, but you will have, like, your sword will always be with you, but it will be covered. It will be like you'll be like a peaceful warrior, you know who doesn't have to fight everything and everyone, but who knows how to fight when it is needed. And that knowing will give you a lot of strength, because then you will not feel helpless anymore. You will not feel like you cannot defend yourself anymore. You will know when the time is right and when you have to defend yourself, and that is defining your boundaries. That is when you will know that, okay, now is when I speak. And you will speak when you have to speak, because you will have that inner confidence of knowing that this is the right thing to do. So basically, when you have healed and recovered, it's really, healing and recovering is a lifelong process. But when you have healed up to a certain degree, you will gain this wisdom, insight, some truth, which is basically your truth, which you have uncovered on your journey, because every journey is unique. Every person's life is unique, and every person is unique. How they deal with situations is unique. So this all will give you immense strength, and there's no like end point to healing, so you will keep on doing this all throughout your life, hopefully. So yeah, so basically, when you know the things that you have uncovered, that will give you a lot of strength, because even if you don't tell it to anyone what you have learned, you will know how authentic that learning is. It did not come from anyone else. It's something, okay, maybe you used some YouTube videos for help, etc., but no one knows your story like you know your story. No one knows my story like I know my story. I cannot spend so much of time telling everyone everything that I have been through. Only I know it. So basically, when you have that authenticity will give you immense strength, because you will know it is the truth, and then no one else needs to know. And actually, that's the power of truth. When you know you don't need anyone else to know. But lies have to be spread, because a lot of people have to believe a lie for it to even, like, even be like little bit closer towards the truth. And truth is that that high, you know so I would say, hold on. Even if the road to recovery is hard, it's very easy, to hate and blame and list all the characteristics of narcissists, and to, reiterate all the incidents that the narcissist did, the times you felt bad, how bad you felt, how much you cried, etc. And it's very easy to blame, point fingers at the narcissist. That's easy things to do, and it's good to let things out of your system sometimes. But don't get stuck there, because it's a place where you get stuck. You can be stuck there for ages. There are some women who, or I mean, not just women, men also, but I have not spoken to men like that. But there are some women And there are countries, for example, who hold a grudge against another country for decades, you know. They will go on fighting their neighbors for like ages, centuries even. And there are some like human beings who will hold grudges for years, and it's fine, you can go no contact with someone, but I'm saying don't hold a grudge. Just be over it and then decide, I don't want to talk with so and so people, you know. But don't hold that connection, because it connects you to them, you know. And when you let go, that connection is severed and you don't have that connection anymore. So yeah, basically what I was saying is, it's an unmoving place. When you keep hating, blaming, etc., etc., you can do that for years, you can do that for 20 years, 30 years. It will always keep you in that place of hate. You will always be there. But if you take this other route of understanding, of learning, of moving forward, of just you know, like depersonalizing the whole situation and taking it as a lesson, that what do I learn from it? It's a more practical approach, you know, less emotional, more practical. What do I learn from it? What does my journey tell me? And what should I do to better this? You know, what can I do to help other people in this situation, or maybe even help my situation or my family situation? So this is a place of transformation then, because you're not staying stuck in a place. You might be stuck there for maybe some time, but after that you will move ahead, you will find a solution, you will find things to do to cure it, instead of hating and blaming. Because that's yeah, that's a stuck place. You're stuck then in your hate. But yeah, this other route will get you moving, and it'll take you on the path that you have to be. So yeah, so even for me, I do get stuck sometimes. If I remember an incident, maybe for 10-20 minutes I'll get stuck, like, oh, so and so happened to me, they said this, they said that, and how bad I felt at the time, how heartbroken I was. And I go into that victim mode. But then I feel that, but who are they? Why do they get to make me feel this way? And then I feel like, no, the power is with me. I'm not going to feel that way. I'm going to feel powerful. And then it just changes. It's just a perspective switch. Nothing changes. It's just your thinking that changes. And once it changes, it makes a big difference. Even if you do it one time, you will get into the habit of doing it, and you won't go down that spiral of thinking negative thoughts or being in the victim zone again. So yeah, so basically transformation is beautiful. It's truly a magical process. So whatever small step you have taken in your life to move forward on the transformation journey, on the recovery journey, on the healing journey, please stick to it. And I'm just really happy if you have taken any step like this. So this step might be really small, or it might seem really small right now. So maybe you changed your diet, or you started taking out like some time of the day for yourself to do something that you like. Maybe you started singing or writing or listening to poetry or painting, or listening to your intuition more, or caring less about what other people think of you, what your friends think of you, what your relatives think of you, what the narcissist thinks of you. You don't care now. Maybe you started meditating. Maybe you started thinking more positive, or as I said, if a negative thought comes, maybe you register that okay, a negative thought about the narcissist has entered my brain now, and now I'm going to go down that spiral of remembering all the bad incidents. um, or if you take that 10 seconds extra to react before saying something when someone has said something nasty to you. So, all of these small steps, seemingly small, are actually super big changes. And these are the small stepping stones where the transformation begins. So, Similarly for me, I was the same. I would go down a spiral of negative thoughts and be like a complete mess by the end of it. But I had to take that step of, registering that, okay, this thought has entered my mind. I can spend the next 2 hours of my life reliving all those bad memories, or uh, I can just, try a method which will take me from this place to a better place. And I'm saying when sadness comes, let it stay. So that is genuine sadness. But sometimes you will see this difference. Sometimes we make ourselves go into the sadness. We keep thinking those thoughts because it's easy to hate and blame and to feel sad for yourself and to be a victim. But it takes a lot of energy to go from that step to being in the step of power, where you decidedly tell your mind that not today. Today we are not going down that negative spiral. So you can sit with that first thought that came to you, understand it, but don't link it to all the other incidents that happened. And slowly, if you do that, if you analyze and understand every situation, maybe you won't even do it for every situation. You will understand it so much better after 5 situations that when the sixth one comes up, you will be like, oh, I know how they are, but I have better things to do now. And I'm not even, I don't even want to go there. You will just feel like, I don't want to dissect it to pieces. I don't want to. So you will feel like that, and it will take some time, but you will get there. And when I talk about emotions, those are the ones that when you have to deal with it, you just have to deal with it. So if you are at that step where you just have to deal with it and you yourself are not thinking yourself down into these spirals, then yeah, deal with it. But then afterwards, if it's been some time that you have been in this process and you do start realizing that, hey, wait a minute, I am going down these spirals because I keep thinking about it. Maybe I'm addicted to thinking about these negative things. So if you see that, then you have to take yourself out of that cycle. So yeah, so keep at it slowly, and I would really love to hear back from you guys about um, how the how you feel after you feel better after a traumatic experience, because it's truly a transformational process. And I see it from so many of the comments that a lot of people are actually already over the bridge, with this whole trauma thing. So it's very possible, and a lot of people have been through this. Maybe they just don't speak about their journey. So yeah, that was this video, and I just wanted to encourage whoever is taking these steps to lead a more productive life after narcissistic abuse to do so. And I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thanks. Bye.